YouTube? This your boy Nate from the Basketball Nerds coming at you once again. You guys know what to do. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And when you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. Okay, that's very important. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share the video and hit that like button. Now, once again, when you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. Hit the notification button. Okay, especially February, March Madness is right around the corner. So I'm going to do a college review on the players and teams. And if you're into college basketball, you don't want to miss that. Okay, now I'm going to take my time and I'm going to take my time with this video, and I'm going to do something different. Okay, first of all, I just want to get this out there. Excuse me. I have no issues with players from Europe. I have no issues with foreign players. I have no issues with players from abroad. Okay. I did a video last week on Luka Doncic. And in the video, I was, speaking highly of him. How I think he's a great player. I think he's a future in the NBA. And I said, this is coming from a guy who's not a fan of foreign players. Okay. So a person made a comment. I agree with them. And I said it again. I agree. And I'm not a fan of foreign players. Okay. Now, I probably shouldn't have said that. I probably should have used my words carefully. But when I mentioned foreign players, I wasn't necessarily talking about players from Europe. I'm not a fan of Tony Parker. Not a fan of Tim Duncan. Not a fan of Steve Nash. Wasn't a fan of Yao Ming. It is what it is. I'm not saying that they're bad players. I'm not saying that they're not good players, or I'm not. I'm just not a fan of theirs. Okay. So a particular person had an issue with me making that statement. And in any ways, I was not trying to be disrespectful towards European players, foreign players. Okay. I can see how somebody can get offended at that statement. And I apologize for making that statement. Okay. Now, he like I said, I'm not gonna put this guy on blast. I'm not going to read everything he said word for word, but we talked back and forth. Not text, but in my comment section. And I told him I'm gonna make a video to kind of back up my claim of how I feel about European players. And at the end, I'm gonna tell you what I think of European players and foreign players. But I'm going to back it up with stats. You see the player up there, Vlade Divac. Now, he didn't want me to talk about European players overall. If he would have mentioned European players overall, he would have probably had a better argument. Okay? Like I said, this is not a attack towards him or disrespect towards him. And I'm open. He gave me a suggestion to do a video on players from the Yugoslavia. Hold on. Okay, so he said, he called me ignorant American. He said Europe has many good players that outplay Americans. They aren't just not into dunking and shooting 3 points whenever they try. You try. I'm assuming he said whenever they try. I clapped back at him because I took offense to him calling me an ignorant American. I said most European players are overrated and are busts in the NBA. You can call me ignorant or not, and what I can do is make a video to prove my point. We can see who's ignorant or not. Now, that was a clap back at him. And then he responded, I don't know who do you mean, but surely not. And this is who you mentioned. He mentioned Vlade Divac, Tony Kukoc, Drazen Petrovic, Goran Dragic, Raza Nestrovic, Bino Udre, Pedro Danalovic, Nikolai Jokic, Bogdan Bogdanovic. It's hard for me to pronounce their names. but I've seen every last one of those players play. And he mentioned players from Yugoslavia, former Yugoslavian Republic. He wanted me to specifically address those players, not European players overall. Okay, I'm not gonna go and speak on a whole back and forth. Okay. he said it again. He wants me to do a video on players from former Yugoslavia. This is what he wrote to me. So I'm going to talk about these players now. Like I said, if you would have mentioned European players in general, because I kind of clapped back, that was an emotional reaction. And yeah, you got the Dirk Nowinskis. I mentioned Dirk Nowinskis. Yeah, you got the Paul Gasols. Yeah, there's a lot of great players, but he didn't mention them. He didn't mention Paul Gasol, Dirk Nowinski, Detlef Shrimp. I'm showing my age. Showing my age. Rick Smith. Showing my age. Showing my age. He didn't mention those players. Foreign players. Hakeem Olajuwon. He didn't. Hakeem the Dream. Didn't mention them. Didn't mention Dikembe Mutombo. Remember, foreign players. He assumed I was talking about European players. So, like I said, it's not a clap back towards him. This is not a diss towards him. He's a subscriber, and it's all good. And guys, you guys can give me suggestions. Give me some suggestions. Give me some suggestions. I don't mind. I have no problems doing it. Okay, so that's why I'm doing this video. Players from former Yugoslavia and their impact in the NBA. Did they have an impact in the NBA? You know, I may be wrong. Okay, so you see the player. Let's go and get into it. Okay, there's Vlade Divac. Played for 3 teams. Los Angeles Lakers. He played for the Hornets. And he played for Sacramento Kings. Those are his career stats. You see it right there. 11.8 points a game. 8.2 rebounds. 3.1 assists. Okay. Those are his field goals. His free throw percentage, 69%. He did have a few good years with the Lakers. Did Vlade Divac make the All-Star? No. Did Vlade Divac, is he going to be considered a Hall of Fame in the NBA? No. Did Vlade Divac help his team win any titles? No. Okay, so that's that player. He wanted me to talk about these players. I mean, he could have mentioned a lot more other players, but he wanted me to talk about these players. Let's go to Tony Kukoc. Boom, there's Tony Kukoc. Okay. I've seen all these players play. Big fan of Chicago Bulls, and you know I'm a Laker fan from day one. So saw Divac play lots of times, lots of times. He was good. He was a good player, solid player. Had a long career. He didn't suck. He wasn't a bench warmer, but he played and you know he was solid. He was solid. Did he have outstanding numbers like a Pat Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, or David Robinson? No. But Vlade Divac was a solid player. Let's look at Tony Kukoc. Those are his career stats. Now I can go in detail and go over their stats when they played for each team, but I'll be here all day. I was gonna do that. Just dissect every stat, every team they played on. But like I said, we'll be here all day, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay. So Tony Kukoc won 6th Man of the Year. He won 3 NBA titles. 93, 94 All Rookie, Those are his stats right there. Career 11.6 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3.7 assists. Once again, those are solid numbers. Solid numbers. He's a second round pick. Chicago, 29th. Second pick, 29th overall. Okay. 1990 draft. Okay. Those are solid numbers. I saw Tony Kukoc play a lot. Good ball handler, good passer, a streaky shooter. He wasn't a consistent shooter. He had a few good seasons once again for Chicago. He was good. He wasn't a bad player and he wasn't a great player. Yeah, he won 3 NBA titles, but that was more of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and then it was a collective group. He was part of that group. He definitely contributed. He definitely held his weight. Like I'm saying, I'm being fair and I'm being objective. Being objective. Held his own. Was he a star player and a future Hall of Famer? No. Did he make the All Star? No. No, he didn't. So that's that. Let's go to Drazen Petrovic. Drazen. No, I'm pronouncing it wrong. I think he passed away. I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Yeah. This guy was good. Now let me just make sure I want to give accurate information. Okay. Yes. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm right. This guy, out of all the players on the list, he by far was the best player. I remember watching him play. This guy can shoot. He died at a young age. He died at a young age. Um, it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I believe he died in a car accident. I believe he died in a car accident. This guy can shoot, man. I love this game. This dude can shoot the lights out. Um, I just like to just double check everything. Uh, yeah, he died in a car accident. Let me see. Yeah, it was an accident. Okay. Yep. Okay. I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Yeah, I remember watching him play, and this dude, man, I love watching him play. He can shoot the lights out. Now, his career stats is 15 points, but when he started off playing with Portland, I think he came off the bench, so that brought his stats down. But when he was over with the Nets, it was him. It was Derek Coleman, I believe. It was him, Derek Coleman, and Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson was a awesome point guard out of Georgia Tech, and I was fun watching that those three play, and he by far was the best player, and I think he made the All Star. I think he made the All Star, if I'm not mistaken. He was in the Olympic game. Uh, Let me just click them. Those are the stats right here. Like I said, he by far was the best player out of the guys on that list he gave me. It doesn't say. I'm not for sure if he made the All Star. It doesn't say. We'll have it. I'm trying to see, did he make the All Star with the Nets? Cause I was a little kid watching him play. But this dude was amazing. This dude can shoot. And he was good shooting off the dribble. Okay, so Nets 90. Okay, he was okay. Was retired. His jersey was retired by the New Jersey Nets. Okay, and he's in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. And yeah, he's the real deal. You young kids, go look him up. But yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. Yes, great player, great player. Okay, I think I spoke about him enough. Let's go to the next player. Okay. Okay, this is another player, Goran Dragic. Okay. Not really a fan of his, but this guy can flat out play. Underrated point guard. Underrated point guard. Doesn't get he doesn't get enough recognition. Good player. Fast, quick, can handle the ball, good passing, good floor generalship. So those are his stats: 15.3 points a game. Okay, like I said, I've seen him. Sorry, guys. No, it's just I've seen him play a lot. So he's averaging 15 a game. Last season he averaged 17. The season before that he averaged 20. 2015, 2016 he averaged 14. 14, 15, 16 points a game. 2014, 15. Okay, he was straight. So he averaged 16 points per game. 2013, 2014, he averaged 20 points a game. So his points is up and down, but he's a good scorer. Actually, he should be averaging more than 15 points a game. He's a good scorer. Good passing point guard. I mean, I think he is. His numbers are pretty low this season, which I don't know why his numbers are low, but he's a pretty good point guard, solid point guard. He should have made the All Star a few times. I will say that. I don't think he's made the All Star, but he should. There's just a lot of good guards in the NBA, and I think he's getting overlooked. Quite honestly, um, yeah, quite honestly, I think he could have the chance. He can be an All Star point guard, but a lot of these, you know how the way it goes. You heard my rants on this channel. They tend to go for more popularity contests with these All Star selections. But yeah, he's good. I will say he's a good player. Is he a great player? I think he has the potential to be a great player, but I'm looking at his numbers and he lacks consistency. Other than that, he is a good player. So the last two players he gave me on the list, they're good. I give him that. It was good. Okay, let's go to the next player. Okay, Rasho Nesterovic. Okay, big guy, center. Not much to say about this guy. Seen him play numerous of times. Those are his points. 6.8 points, five rebounds. Ain't much to say about this guy. Really. What you see is what you get with the numbers. Big guy. I will say out of the list so far, yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time going on about him. Nothing special. All right, let's go to the next player. I mean, those are the numbers. Those are the numbers. That's it. Um, let's go to the next one. Okay. So I'm being fair, guys. I'm being very, very objective. Bino Udre, I'm saying on play once again doesn't stand out. First round pick, 28th overall. Career averages 8 points a game. That's it, guys. I mean, there's nothing really to talk about. These are not Hall of Fame stats. His highest point total was 13.7 points a game when he was playing in Sacramento. Longevity. Okay, had long careers, solid players. A lot of these guys are solid players, but look at these numbers. These are just low numbers. If this was just these are some low numbers. I mean, he's been to different teams, which I'm not going to hold that against him. The assists are not really that high. I mean, compared to the American players, these are just low numbers. And I'm like I said, I'm not gonna bash the guy. I'm not in no way. I'm you know putting down European players because they made the NBA. I didn't, so I'm not coming at them and disrespecting them. But this guy, particular guy, wanted me to do a video, and on these guys, I told him I was. I'm gonna mention stats. He said go for it. Nothing great. I'm not seeing greatness really. The list that he gave me so far. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is the next player, Sasha Donalovic. Okay, career average 12.8 points a game. Notice these are not really high numbers. The highest one we saw was 15, and I'm not gonna I'm not going to include. Hold on, let me get my phone. I'm not going to include Drazen Petrovic because he was cut short of an unfortunate fatal car accident that took his life. So I'm not going to include him. But these numbers don't jump out at you. He didn't have longevity in the NBA. He only played a couple of seasons, 3 seasons. So I mean, there these are not extreme high numbers. You guys saw the stats right there. I'm almost done with the list. I'm almost done. Let's go to Nikolai Jokic. I did a video on him already. Not a video specifically on him, but the Denver Nuggets. But for the sake of this video, let's go over his numbers. Let's go. Okay. So this is him, Nikolai Jokic. He's a great player. Great player as of right now. He's a great player. He's putting up 20, 10, 7 assists. Those are just good numbers. I mean, if he can stay healthy and keep playing the way he's playing, he's going to be a um, future All Star. I think he made the All Star. I don't know. I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me. I need to do my All Star video. Not for sure, but don't quote me on that. But this guy can flat out play. You know, that's the reason why the Nuggets are having the success that they're having. By far, he's the better player of the list. I mean, if you haven't watched him play, go watch him play. Great player in the making. Okay, so fun to watch, because he can score slow, but he can score. Inside presence, big boy, 7 foot, 250 for the Denver Nuggets center. And I think the Nuggets are a team that nobody should take lightly. So he's great. He's a great player. Okay, like I said, I'm being very objective. Being very objective. And then I'm gonna give one more last player on the list, and then I'm gonna give you my overall assessment. Okay, so this is the guy that hit a last second shot on the Lakers and won it. Good player. He's a young guy. He's young. There's his age right there. He's putting up 15 a game. He can shoot. This guy can shoot. Oh, let's scroll down. Okay, so this is his second year in the NBA. His career total's 12.9, but like I said, it's the second year in the NBA. So he's a good player, a young guy who can play the wing, 6'6", 205, shooting guard. And yeah, was a great player. Hold on. Good player. Yeah, so I did in this video I analyzed 9 guys. So let me come back with my overall take on it. Okay. So now I did went over it. I mean, of course I could have went over it more into detail, but this video is already long as it is. So I don't want to make this video any longer. What do I think of the players? Like I said before, they're good players. I never said that they were bad players. They're good players. I know a whole bunch of players that are better than them in the league. Even the current ones that I mentioned. Even Nikolai Jokic. I know better than them. And I get it. It's a big deal for them to come to the NBA and make it, and especially if they're doing good. But don't try to make out like these guys are just dominating European players. Like this particular person tried to imply, like they're just dominating American players. They're not. Are they good? Yes. Are they solid players? Yes. Do they have did they make an impact in the NBA? Yes. They did. They had an impact in the NBA. Yes. But if he would have mentioned more European general, he would have had a better argument. The Dirk Nowinskis, Rick Smiths, Detlef Shrimp, Paul Gasol, Mark Gasol, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, Greek the Freak, Tony Parker. So he specifically, Peja Stojakovic, Dirk Nowitzki, Yao Ming, Dikembe Mutombo, foreign players, Joel Embiid, foreign player, Ben Simmons, Australia, Steve Nash, Canada. We can go on and on. He didn't mention that. He mentioned these players. Foreign and European players had an impact in the NBA. Yes. The guys that he mentioned, or excuse me, the list that he gave me, they're good. I know other European players that had a bigger impact. I know other European players, and I'm missing some European some players. I'm missing some. I'm not gonna forget about Sabonis. So there's other players. Let me look up Sabonis real quick. Let me look up and see where he's from. Just he's from Lithuania. Old school. Old school. Oh, I forgot about him. Guys, I forgot about him. He's from Lithuania. Oh, I don't. Marcelonis. I forgot about him. He was good. So there's a lot of European players and foreign players that had impact in the NBA. So that's my take on it. Okay, and the list they gave me, those guys were good. I'm not taking away nothing from them. Those guys were good too. Okay, so walking away from this, okay, so there's some good players, but did those guys have the stats of the American players? I'm not saying they won't, but right now, just analyzing everything, those play the list that he gave, those guys are solid players, but they're not future Hall of Famer. It's your boy Nate from the Basketball Nerds. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm out.